Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Melee. We got an exciting one for you this evening in the Trios division. We're rearing the end of it. We've been going through this tournament all year long. We're finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We're almost there. We got an exciting matchup between two teams in the losers bracket today. We have Grumpy Old Men going up against We Can't Go On, We Will Go On, two of the best teams, I think, to form in this tournament so far. Should be a good one. We're going to get right into pre-match interviews, starting with our lower-ranked team. We Can't Go On, We Will Go On. I'm going to sift through all of the people backstage. Here they are. Scott, Jacoby, and Cameron Holtzman. How are y'all doing today?
Great.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm doing great. They're just doing good.
We're doing good. I think we thought that this match would probably be coming at some point if we kept winning, if we stayed alive, and here we are. These are three titans of the game. I've played all of them in various formats before. I've lost to all of them. But they lost to the Brethren Court. We defeated the Brethren Court. Therefore, the transitive property means that we are better. As we all know, it never, it's never wrong. So
there is no leeway or wiggle room for interpretation.
It just goes to show what magic can happen when you take Law Deal and it's like, Cam, join them.
And put the singles champion on our team. Yes, that usually
helps.
Helps.
That helps immensely for a lot of this, where Cam just picks up a lot of slack.
Anyway,
so, thank you so much, Cam.
Good luck to Brian, Jeremy, and Tony. They're all very good.
Yeah, they're all great.
But they're old.
But they're old.
Ooh.
Damn. Harsh words. We will now bring in your opponents now. Grumpy Old Men, Jeremy Adams, Brian Michaels, and Tony Durso. Guys, you've been... So you had an early exit in the tournament, earlier than I think most people would have suspected, but you've been absolutely just crushing and dominating your way through the consolation bracket, I should call it. So how are y'all feeling about the matchup today?
This is a matchup I'm looking forward to, because I mean these are three great guys individually, but together I think that they complement each other very well. It's like we were trying to think of strengths and things. I'm like, oh well, Jacoby's good in that one, or Cameron's good in that one, Scott's good in that one, and I think that's why they're as far as they are as well in this tournament, is because I think they balance each other out well. So, I think it'll be a fun match.
It's going to be a tough match. It's what happens when you get further on in a tournament, and I don't like it. But here we are, and these are great guys, so let's make the most of it.
I don't have much to say. Why do you guys keep bringing up that loss? Christ almighty.
Also, you're young.
Yeah. You know what? We can't buy housing right now, so we did lose in the long run.
Fair enough. All right, so we'll get into round number one, which will work like this. It is the whiteboard round. 8 questions, 8 different categories of movie trivia, which they will answer individually on their whiteboards. Should any player get all 8 questions right, they will be asked a bonus question, also worth 1 point. Each team has 3 repeats and 1 challenge to use for the entirety of the match. Any questions before we get started?
No.
All right. Well, then we'll get started with your first question in round number 1 in the category of sci-fi/fantasy. You will find a coven of vampires named the Volturi in which fantasy franchise? Not that it matters much, the correction I made, but oh well. Gotta stick to what it says in the question. Anywhom. Yeah, long day. We had a match that was supposed to record before this, Peek Behind the Curtain, that got canceled, so that's fun. 5, 4.
We're reliable.
3, 2. Thank you all. 1. Pens down. We'll start with Scott.
I said Twilight.
And Brian.
Trying to think of sci-fi vampires with life force. I don't know.
And Holtzman.
The Twilight Saga.
And Jeremy.
Twilight.
And Jacoby.
Twilight.
And Tony.
Twilight.
Twilight
doesn't play Fandom. All right.
Twilight is correct. So with that, go on. We'll take the early lead 3-2 as we get in your next question in the category of horror. The characters of Heather Donahue, Joshua Leonard, and Michael Williams are the focus of which 90s horror film? I'll say no shade to the team that had the dropout in the match that was supposed to record for this. It's going to be recorded eventually. You know, life gets in the way sometimes. This is just me saying that so no one gets mad at me. I don't know. This is pointless. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Brian.
The Blair Witch Project.
And Cameron.
The Blair Witch Project.
And Jacoby. Or sorry. Yeah, go ahead. That went out already.
I got it wrong. Heather's? You mentioned the Heather.
Jeremy.
The Blair Witch Project.
And Tony.
The Blair Witch Project.
And Scott.
My favorite horror movie, The Blair Witch Project.
Interesting choice. But yeah, The Blair Witch Project is correct. So that we are now tied up at 5 points apiece. As we get into your next question in the category of romantic comedies. What is the profession of Paula McFadden in The Goodbye Girl? I have no comments on this film. I haven't seen it. I've heard it was. I've heard it was good. I can't remember. I always get this film mixed up with The Heartbreak Kid, even though there's really not much connective tissue between the two. Just kind of similar titles that aren't even that similar. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Cameron.
I know his job. Is she a musician?
And Jeremy.
Actress.
And Jacoby.
Reporter.
Tony.
I guessed actress.
Scott.
I was trying to use the same logic as Cameron. I said actress.
And Brian.
Dancer?
Dancer is correct.
Good job, Brian.
So with that, Old Men takes the 6-5 lead. No more perfect rounds. As we get into your next question in the category of the 2010s, Brad Pitt and Jessica Chastain play parents in which 2010s film? I'm glad I caught myself there. I almost said in the category of the answer to this question, and that would have been rough. Would have made it a lot easier. And 5, 4, 3, 2,
Can I get a repeat, please?
1. Sure. That is the first repeat for Grumpy Old Man. Your question again. Brad Pitt and Jessica Chastain play parents in which 2010s film? I think no more perfect rounds, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that
No
looks
more.
right. Yeah. Sorry, not to rub it in further. You're all doing great, though. Good job. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Jeremy
The Tree of Life.
and Jacoby
The Tree of Life.
and Tony
Tree of Life.
and Scott
The Tree of Life.
and Brian
This question's just so out of my comfort range. Allied.
and Holtzman.
I had Allied and then switched to Ad Astra.
Tree of Life is correct. So 8-7 as we now get into your next question in the category of recent releases. In The Fall Guy, how is Colt injured that causes him to take an extended break from being a stuntman? This is a good film. I quite liked it. That's all I got. Anyways, good film. Check it out, everyone. I don't know. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Jacoby
So it drops from a large height.
and Tony
I said car accident.
and Scott
Yeah, well, it didn't say specific, so I just said he falls.
and Brian
Yo, in show specific, just doing an actual fall.
and Holtzman.
He falls, guy.
And Jeremy.
Injured in a fall.
Yeah, we can accept all answers except for Tony's. He falls, also injures his back is another answer way you could have worded it, I guess. So the score now is 10-10. We can't go on, ties it back up. All right, so your next question will be in the category of directors. Name a film directed by Andrei Tarkovsky.
Okay, the
So
writers
y'all
should
may be
me
wondering.
today. Good to know.
So y'all may have wondered why there was a jump cut there. It was because the answer part of this document was blank, so I didn't have a list of films in front of
All
me.
the possible.
Yeah.
I've had it before where I write a question with a bunch of different answers and just go, you know them.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. I think we are at Tony now.
I said Stalker.
And Scott.
I said Solaris.
Yes.
And Brian.
I said Fanny and Alexander.
And Holtzman.
Solaris.
And Jeremy.
Solaris.
And Jacoby.
Thank you for my book club for this being the book of the month, Solaris.
Solaris is correct, and so is Stalker. So I can accept all answers,
Nice.
unfortunately, except for Brian's. So that we can't go on takes the 1-point lead, 13-12. As we get into your next question, in the category of musicals, what song appears in both? I'm going to switch this on the fly. In the category of scores and soundtracks, what song appears in both Hello Dolly and Wall-E?
Oh.
Classification doesn't matter too much, but I don't want anyone to be like, challenge. Wall-E isn't a musical.
I would have. Because I would have gotten this wrong, so it deserves a challenge.
Do I know the name of this song is the real question.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Scott.
I have no idea, so I just wrote PIMP.
I like it.
And Brian.
I know there's a song called "Put on Your Sunday Best."
Ooh, Cameron.
I think you were close.
Put on a happy face.
Huh? Sorry.
Put on a happy face.
And Jeremy.
I just said hello.
Jacoby.
I said goodbye.
And Tony.
I said fuck you, Dylan. Seriously.
Seriously, I didn't write the question. Brian was very, very close. It is Put on Your Sunday Clothes.
Oh.
So very, very close, but unfortunately can't accept any answers. So the score remains at 13-12 as we get into your final question around number 1, which will be in the category of drama. This is going to be a fun one to pronounce. Okay. Who stars as Vicomte Sebastien de Valmont in Dangerous Liaisons?
I
think I did all right on pronouncing that. Someone backstage, let me know. Just kidding. I don't care that much.
If you pronounce it terribly enough, can we challenge?
No. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Brian first.
We totally just ripped off Cruel Intentions. John Malkovich.
And Cameron?
John Malkovich.
Jeremy?
John Malkovich.
Jacoby?
John Malkovich.
Tony?
John Malkovich.
And Scott?
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich is correct. Clean sweep. So the score, I believe, if I am not mistaken, is we can't go on, is in the lead 16-15 as we get into round number 2, which will work like this. It is the wheel round. Once I bring in the wheel. God damn it. There it is. The wheel round is going to work like this. Each team will get the chance to spin the wheel, which will decide what category they'll be answering questions in today. 5 questions, each worth 2 points apiece, unless they check down to multiple choice, in which case it will be worth 1 point. Stealing is available in this round. If they don't like what they spin the first time, they can spin the second time, but they must keep whatever it lands on then. Categories on the wheel today are 1990s action, which is Grumpy Old Men's strength, as well as 21st century coming of age, which is We Can't Go On strength, as well as the general categories of music, classics, 1980s, recent releases, drama, and romance. So We Can't Go On. Since you are in the lead, would you like to spin first or defer?
Any reason why we shouldn't defer her?
No.
No, I don't. I think we should defer.
Good round, guys. We'll defer.
Yeah, great round. This is great. We're doing great.
All right. Well, then, Grumpy Old Men, this will be your first spin. You land on the category of romance. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I would spin again, but it's up to you guys. If it was just me.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. If you two don't feel comfortable in it, I get it. Let's go for it. Let's spin again.
There's not anything that I hate more, so I don't hate it.
Okay. Okay.
Spinning again?
Brian hates romance.
All right. So then this will be the category that you must keep.
Doesn't mean I don't know it.
You land on the category of the 1980s.
All right.
All right. So then your first question in the category of the 1980s. Characters nicknamed Fireball, Dynamo, Buzzsaw, and Professor Sub-Zero can be found in what 80s film?
The Running Man, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. In Blue Velvet, it is revealed that the man in yellow has what profession?
While
I've never seen it.
I've seen it
once.
years ago. Yeah, let's go multiple choice on that.
All right. So your multiple choice options are A, a doctor, B, lawyer, C, police officer, or D, cab driver.
Kind of
Anything
feeling
sound
doctor.
familiar?
I'm feeling doctor.
I have no opinion, so
Yeah.
That kind of stood out to me too. So
Okay.
go back.
Doctor, final answer.
It's unfortunately incorrect. We can't go on for the 1 point steal. Is it A, a doctor, B, a lawyer, C, a police officer, or D, a cab driver?
I think it's a police officer, guys.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a little bit, but that was what jumped out to me.
I think there's a scene why he doesn't go to the because he goes to the cops and he's there.
I have not seen it, and I trust you.
I'm pretty sure. I think that makes more sense than the other one. Police
Steve,
officer,
I'm
final
gonna
answer.
That is correct for the 1
Okay.
point steal. So your third question. Who stars opposite Eric Stoltz as Watts in Some Kind of Wonderful?
Mary Stuart Masterson.
Yeah, Mary Stuart Masterson, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. So now your penultimate question in this category. What government agency does Howard Peck work for in Ghostbusters?
EPA.
Yeah.
EPA, final answer.
Correct for 2 points.
I know
And now,
some
your,
movies too.
and now your final question in this category. Who directed The Accidental Tourist?
Lawrence Kasdan, final answer.
And that is correct for 2 more points. So then coming out of Grumpy Old Men's round, I now have their score at 23, but with the 1 point steal, We Can't Go On gets their score up to 17. So we'll bring back the wheel for what will be, come on, computer.
Okay, guys, we got to
For
get
what
our
will
first
be their first spin.
point, and that's all that matters.
What'd you say?
We got to get our first question for 2 points, and that's all that matters.
You'll end on the category of classics. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I don't hate it, but like we might as well spin again.
We need to get some points, and
There's
I'm not.
only-
Even if we get their strength, like I'm not
Yeah.
worried.
I would prefer their strength over classics, but
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
because classic is
Yeah.
so broad. I didn't know Goodbye Girl.
Goodbye Girl is
that's
not
my
a classic.
one.
It's not a
That's
classic.
why
first of all.
I realized that as soon as I said
Spin
that.
again.
Let's spin again.
All right.
Well,
This will be the
hopefully it's not a
category that you
bonus choice now.
The wheel wants you to have classics. So
Never mind. I actually love this.
All right, question one.
there will not be a Goodbye Girl question. Spoiler alert.
Oh, sure, give them hints. They might have answered that.
Sorry, my bad.
I would have. I was like, you're gonna ask it again.
Your first question. At what type of location did Marcia Jeffries first meet Larry Rhodes in A Face in the Crowd?
It's
Oh.
in prison, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
I'm pretty confident, and I feel like we should shoot for it if
Yeah.
Let's do
if
it.
it's a
Let's go
two-part.
for it. If you-
Prison, final answer.
Yeah, we had jail, but I'm not going to be that guy. So you're
Oh,
correct.
No, I'm kidding.
It's fine.
Great movie.
It is a good movie. Yeah. Your next question. Who directed 1965's The Great Race?
Oh, frick. I've studied this movie, and it's fine.
we could probably get it on multiple, don't you think? I mean,
Yeah,
want
I
multiple, or do you
definitely
wanna
do it on
burn one?
multiple.
4.
Multiple
do
choice.
multiple?
multiple choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your options are A. Stanley Kramer, B. Robert Aldrich, C. Norman Jewison, or D. Blake Edwards.
It's Blake Edwards.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
rang a bell
Blake
to me.
Edwards.
too.
Final answer.
That is correct for 1 point.
I could not get Stanley Donen out of my head.
So your third question. The 1955 film Summertime is primarily set in what country?
Is
that-
Summertime?
It's not in France, is it? Isn't that the Audrey or one of the Hepburn ones?
No, it's
Oh, no, right,
Summertime.
yeah.
Is the David Lean movie, but I don't know what country it is.
Let's go multiple choice.
Your options are France, B. Greece, C. Italy, or D. Spain.
I mean, like, it could be France. It very much could be. I don't hate that as an option.
I don't know why that. I mean, I can't.
Do we
I
wanna
obviously
just
don't know.
Well,
these
they
guys.
have summertime in all these countries, so unfortunately, they didn't narrow it down. any.
France. Final answer.
It's unfortunately incorrect. Grumpy Old Man for the 1 point steal. Is it A. France, B. Greece, C. Italy, or D. Spain?
Pretty sure it's Italy, guys.
That was my first inclination.
Yeah. Italy, final answer.
Italy is correct for the 1 point steal.
I swear I thought you guys asked us primarily set in what season. I was gonna-
That would have been nice.
Fall, final answer.
So your penultimate question in this category. What object does Jane use to kill the housekeeper Elvira in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen this one.
All right. Well, sounds like a multiple choice to me. Then.
Yeah, multiple choice, I guess.
Is it A. a hammer, B. a meat cleaver, C. a broken bottle, or D. a trophy?
What was the wording of the question?
What does
item
she use
does
to
she
kill
use?
her?
Oh, okay.
So for
I-
general, it's like probably
Let's
hammer
ask
or
for a
trophy?
repeat of the options, but
Yeah, let's hear the options again.
All right. So your options again. Is it A. a hammer, B. a meat cleaver, C. a broken bottle, or D. a trophy?
Trophy stands out to me for some reason.
yeah, is she like an actress or something in this movie, like the main
Maybe.
character?
Do
Yeah.
you want to just say trophy and
Yeah, let's go for it.
Sure. Yeah, why
Trophy,
not?
final answer.
That is incorrect. Grumpy Old Man for the 1 point steal. Is it A. a hammer, B. a meat cleaver, C. a broken bottle, or D. a trophy?
I've not seen this.
It's either hammer or meat cleaver. I know there's a killing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hammer is. I don't know. I'm seeing a hammer. Just say hammer. Final answer.
I'm fine with it if you guys.
Is that final answer, sir?
Yes.
That is correct for the 1 point steal.
Nice.
So then your final question in this category. Who stars as Rose Loomis in the 1953 movie Niagara?
I can't say I've ever heard of this film.
Vaguely rings a bell, but I think
No.
I mean I will definitely need multiple choice.
Unfortunately,
Multiple
yeah.
choice.
Your options are A. Marilyn Monroe, B. Lauren Bacall, C. Veronica Lake, or D. Barbara Stanwyck.
What was the movie called again?
Niagara.
I have a leaning of who it's not, but I don't really want to say that to narrow it down.
I'm guessing Jeremy probably knows it, so I don't think it would be a huge.
I
Repeat the options.
again.
Right, that is your second repeat of the options. Is it A, Marilyn Monroe, B, Lauren Bacall, C, Veronica Lake, or D, Barbara Stanwyck?
I'd be between B and D because
Yeah.
Veronica Lake is in 2 movies and this is neither of them.
I think I would go D because I feel like I've
Yeah.
heard it talked about
Yeah,
before. And
Sure.
I've heard, someone
go for it.
is a fan of Barbara.
D, final answer.
Final answer.
That is incorrect for the 1 point steal. Is it A, Marilyn Monroe, B, Lauren Bacall, C, Veronica Lake, or D, Barbara Stanwyck?
I know Marilyn's in it. Is she the main character? Is she the
Yes.
star?
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe. Final answer.
Oh wow.
That is correct for the 1 point steal.
Underrated movie. Really good.
I saw the first 20 minutes.
Oh, but it's been a while.
Joseph
So
Cotton.
coming out of round number 2, I have Grumpy Old Man taking the lead 26-20 as we get into round number 3, which will work like this. So we'll be going back and forth, drafting categories, starting with the team in the lead. Once a category is drafted, it cannot be drafted by your opponents. Once all categories are drafted, the team behind will answer questions until they take the lead. They'll choose which category they would like to take for their 1, 2, 3, and 4 point question in that order, and we will go until there is a mathematical winner. Categories that they could choose from today are recent releases, 1980s, animated, 1990s, directors, crime, 2010s, and actors and actresses. So let them pick their categories right now, and we will be right back. All right, we're back. So the teams have selected their categories. We will start with We Can't Go On since they have to make up some ground here. So what category would you like for your 1 pointer?
So just for ones that we need the ones that we can do together at 3 or 4, right? So that's like 2010.
Well, no, I think we should take animated at 3, even though I'm not that good at it, because I think
It worked for us last time.
somehow I got it last time. But
Okay, all right.
I think
actors and actresses maybe for 1.
sure.
It doesn't matter between that
Yeah.
and crime, but
It-
actors
yeah,
and actresses.
All right. So your question in actors and actresses. Who appears in The Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Green Knight, and American Animals?
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, Barry
Barry
Keoghan.
Barry
Keoghan.
Keoghan.
However you pronounce his name.
That is correct for 1 point.
Mr. Sabrina Carpenter.
All right. So what category would you like for your 2 pointer? I can't remember if you told me that yet or not.
Crime.
Crime.
Okay. So your 2 point question in the category of crime. Which 2000s crime film is about a criminal who's hired as an actor and is sent to Los Angeles where he meets a private detective who offers to give him insight for the role he's meant to play?
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. A final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. And we'll stick with you now. What would you like for your 3 pointer to potentially tie the game?
I'm gonna go animated.
I think animation at 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So your 3 pointer in animation. In what 80s animated fantasy film will you find an evil entity called the Red Bull?
Oh, that is the last unicorn. That is the last unicorn because the Red Bull drives the unicorns into the sea to destroy them or some shit.
Right,
I know this
right,
from
yeah.
books. The last unicorn. Final answer.
That is correct for 3 points.
There we go.
And the tie game. So we'll now go over to Grumpy Old Men. What would you like for your 1 pointer?
The releases. Yep.
All right. So your 1 point question in recent releases. Who plays social media superstar Tyler Owens in Twisters?
Is that Glenn Powell?
Yeah.
It's Glenn Powell, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Glenn Powell. Final answer.
That is correct for 1 point. And the lead. So here's the situation. We will send back over to We Can't Go On for their 4 pointer in 2010s. If they hit it, they will send it back over to Grumpy Old Men. If they miss, Grumpy Old Men will be the winners. So your question in the category of the 2010s. Which 2010s film is about a man who gets revenge on a cult named Children of the New Dawn and a cannibalistic biker gang named the Black Skulls?
Oh my gosh, this sounds so familiar.
Oh, right.
That's not Mandy, is it?
Oh, is it?
Because Mandy has cannibalistic bikers, right?
Okay, we have all of our repeats.
5,
Yeah.
4.
That's a good
Repeat
start.
question.
Repeat.
Repeat.
Right. That is your first repeat. Your question again. Which 2010s film is about a man who gets revenge on a cult named Children of the New Dawn and a cannibalistic biker gang named the Black Skulls?
Like, Mandy is him getting revenge on a cult, and there are
Yeah.
definitely bikers.
bike- yeah.
That's got to be it then. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
maybe we're just trying to talk ourselves out of
Yeah,
the right.
When
When
did
did,
Go for it.
when did it come out? It was
2018.
2018. Right?
Yeah, it's 2010s. You want to take
Mandy,
one more?
final answer.
That is correct
Okay.
for 4 points. So now you'll go back over to Grumpy Old Men to answer some more questions. So what category would you like now for your 2-pointer?
With directors?
Directors?
Yeah.
Mhm. All right. So your question in the category of directors. Who directed Men in Black, Wild Wild West, and Get Shorty?
Barry
Barry
Sonnenfeld. Yeah, Barry Sonnenfeld, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. So here's the situation now. If Grumpy Old Men hits any of their remaining questions, they will be the winner. So now what question would you like for your 3-pointer?
You want to do 80s?
Unless you think we can take this out with 90s.
The order doesn't matter, honestly, guys, because it's like we have to get one of them
They're
right.
the same question.
Yeah, they're the same question, so I guess it doesn't matter. So
So which one?
We
you
try
want
to
go
take
with?
it out with 90s, but then we'll be left with 80s for the 4.
yeah,
It doesn't change the
I-
question. So
Yeah, I think maybe 90s, just because
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
it's a little better for all of us, and they're going to be the same questions either way. So we'll go 90s.
all right.
All right. So your question in the category of the 1990s. In That Thing You Do, the talent show The Wonders Win secures them a gig performing at what specific kind of location?
Yeah, it's been a while, guys. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen this one.
Location.
5,
Football
4,
field or something?
3, 2.
Repeat.
Repeat.
All right, that is your second repeat. So your question again. In That Thing You Do, the talent show The Wonders Win secures them a gig performing at what specific kind of location?
A TV studio or a football field, or I don't know. I don't remember the ending of it.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember if they play at like an air show or something. I know they play like on a tour with a bunch of different
5,
groups, but I know that's not
4, 3.
I'm going to your show.
football stadium. Final answer.
It's unfortunately incorrect. We were looking for a pizza parlor.
Oh. I don't remember.
So here's the situation now.
Yikes.
One question remaining in the category of the 1980s. If Grumpy Old Men hits this, they will win. If they miss, we can't go on. We will go on. We'll win. So your question in the category of the 1980s. Which 80s anthology film features the segments Growth and Learning, The Middle of the Film, and The Autumn Years?
Is that Monty Python and the Meaning of Life?
Certainly sounds Monty Python-y.
The segments definitely fit into that. I don't remember the actual titles of them, but that'd be my guess.
Yeah.
Let's repeat it one more time just to be safe.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Repeat.
All right, that is your final repeat. Your question again. Which 80s anthology film features the segments Growth and Learning, The Middle of the Film, and The Autumn Years?
What's the exact title of it? Is it Monty Python's The Meaning of Life?
It's credited as that. I've also seen just credited as The Meaning of Life. I've seen it credited both ways. It's not and the. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I'll say Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. That's what I go with. Because
This
I
might
think
not even be it, but I can't.
Five.
it might be. That's our guess.
4.
Monty
3.
Python's The Meaning of Life. Final answer.
And your winners. Grumpy Old Men.
Yes.
Monty Python's
Really
The Meaning
thought I
of Life was correct.
Wow. What a pull, guys.
That was a crazy match. We'll go to post-match interviews now. starting with our unfortunate second place finishers for this evening. We can't go on. We will go on. Guys, you went up against a titan of a team today, and you took them all the way to the last question. You guys played fantastic. Honestly, you guys, I think, were one of the most impressive teams just to come out of this tournament in general. Like, just the run you guys were on, and like, just again, like a great performance here today, even if it didn't result in the W. So, how do you feel overall about your performance today and your run in the tournament overall?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that we would have to basically play a perfect game to win. And what's crazy is we came kind of close. It was round 2. Obviously, the wheel, we got maybe the last thing we would have wanted on that wheel. Even, spinning it twice, we got it both times. So there's at least there can be no, well, what if we had just kept our first slice? Because it was also our first slice. So that's tough because, we played really well in the other 2 rounds in the game, and we even hit a couple of the classics questions. But yeah, I mean, you can't leave points on the board like that, like we did there. And Jeremy got those steals as would be expected. It was close, great pull to them on the 4-pointer. I think we did all we could. So it's hard to be too disappointed. We scored like 30 points or something.
It was great.
It was right there. We just needed that wheel to just. Even any other slice, and we could have picked up another couple points.
I'm happy for what we did, and I'm very happy to have spent this year playing these trios matches with these two. Scott, I already see a lot, but I guess Cam added a bunch of new flair to this sort of thing, and that was a lot of fun. So thank you guys, because I think we did pretty well.
We got to live out the hypothetical every Multiplex Entertainment viewer wondered, which is, what if Law Deal had a third white guy?
I thought you were going to say, what if we finally got to, we lived out our dream of getting to have a Band Slammed themed team name.
But yeah, no, like, great game to Grumpy Old Men. Yeah, classics just wasn't super our bag, but still, like, round 3, we were able to work it back up to the point where they had to answer their 4, which, you know what? If we can push them that far, I'll take it. We had fun. If somehow this team is able to stay together next year, if trios happens again, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
If not, it's been a fun ride, and yeah,
I'll definitely play in this team again because we were right there. So
yeah,
I'm on the fence, but I could be convinced. So
him and Scott are on thin ice. So
yeah.
All right. Well, great game again to you guys. We'll put you backstage for now, and we'll bring in our first place finishers for this evening. Grumpy Old Men in a very hard-fought victory here today. Guys, insane match overall, like I was saying before. Like, this was really, really competitive. I believe this was the first match you guys played in where you guys actually didn't have the lead coming out of round number 1, so you actually had to fight back from some adversity this time. And you did in a big way in round 2. You spun a category that you really like in 1980s there, and you did really well in it. You're also able to capitalize on the steals in classics, so just an all-around really, really solid performance from you guys again today as a team. So thoughts overall?
I'll just say that we were talking about with round 1. We normally do come out with a lead, and that gives us like some cushion that we can ride the rest of the match. Round 1 this time for me was not good. It's like the writers went through my letterbox and figured out what I hadn't watched and wrote questions about those. They hate me. But no, it was definitely outside my comfort zone. I was definitely the weak link in the team as far as that. Round 2, honestly, the wheel is kind of what saved us. So we got to give credit to that. And then my teammates were able to pull out most of those because I didn't know most of those classic questions either. So I will just say that I am very happy to be on this team because alone I would have lost this match miserably.
Yeah, I mean, we did kind of get unlucky with round 1. It didn't go the way that it usually goes for us. But the luck came back in round 2 because the thing that we were, full disclosure, going to give them if we got opponent's choice was classic. So the wheel gave them opponent's choice for us. So that's always nice. And then, at the end there, it's just, you don't want to be there in that nail biting situation where you say your last answer and you don't know if it's right or not. It happens sometimes. It's never fun. But, I was just a little hung up on, is that an anthology film? I guess it is. I thought of it like as a sketch film, but I don't think like anthology. Yeah, I guess it is. So that was where I was a little hung up. But I feel great. And they're an awesome team. It really was I don't like it because it's hard when you play a great team, but it's also a great honor. And yeah, so easily could have gone the other way. All props to those guys. What an incredible run they had, and yeah, that was pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna I think this is probably certainly I think it was probably the worst game we've played as a team overall, but we still got the win. It's certainly the worst game I played in trios. I feel like I didn't feel all that useful after round 1. So,
well, I was useful in round 1, so it all worked out.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, overall, it was still a good game. It wasn't our best, but and it just shows you when you've got to pull together at the end there and go through round 3. That really shows that you really are a team that belongs to be here. When you're just getting lucky and getting TKOs all the time, that doesn't really put you to the test. So now I feel like we've kind of been tested, and now we can go into those final championship rounds that we've actually had to be with our feet to the fire. So I think that's a good thing.
And all credit to Cam, Scott, and Jacoby. They played great. So
I was a little afraid of Cameron. When you lose to someone recently, it's like I don't want to play them again. That's just
well, Jacoby's already beat me twice this year, so
yeah.
I had to pull in you two to freaking help me out. So
yeah, I will say if this is your guys' weakest performance as a team, and the one that you're like, I'm not super happy about how we played, and that's absolutely terrifying because you guys still put up 33 points, which is one of the higher scores we've seen. So that's very intimidating for whoever has to go up against you next. Speaking of which, so you'll be going up against basically now you guys are one match away from the finals. It's almost done, I promise. So you'll be going up against the winner of the finals of the loser of the finals of the winners bracket, which will be it'll be either self-deprecating, which is Cody Newberry, Joseph Olivas, and Anthony Tisdall, or drugs, so many drugs, Ethan Johnson, Nazario Montenegro, or Jack Pinchuk. So which of those teams would you like to see lose that match so you could face them?
I like to laugh and be kind of outraged when I play a match. So I want to play drugs, and because Nazario is a heck of a time.
Well, I feel like now if we play the loser of it and win, then we'll just end up having to play the winner of it. So we're playing both.
I don't know.
I always look forward to the chance to play against Joseph Olivas, though. So for me, that'd be fun to do.
That's true. That would be great. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
I'm up for whoever at this point.
Sounds good. Yeah, your preference doesn't really. We'll give you the same team either way, so it doesn't really matter which one you prefer. So, anyways, congrats again, guys. It was a great match.
Play them both anyways. So,
if we win,
yes,
it's a great match. So I'll put you all backstage for now, and I will close this thing out like I always do, very clumsily. Like I said, fantastic match here today. Really intense, down to the wire stuff. Both teams should hold their heads high. Phenomenal run from We Can't Go On, and Grumpy Old Men just continuing their streak of terror in this division. Quite scary stuff. Excited to see what they do next. Thank you all for watching. This has been a great episode of the Trios division of Movie Melee. Thank you to the writers. Thank you to the players. Thank you to the showrunners, everyone that helps make the show what it is. We'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
Keep it taken.
Goodbye.